Good morning from Slough. No, but come back. I have the day off and I thought, what better way to spend it than by coming to Slough? I've got myself one of these. It's a Thames Branches Day Ranger because I've never been on any of those branches and I thought I want to go and check them out. Very much an improvisational video. I've got no script, I've got no plan. I just thought you might want to come and hang out, please. I very much enjoy the ellipsis in this little slogan of sorts. Well connected by road, rail, air and canal. Now, Slough is of course on the Tube and Rail map. It's on the Elizabeth line, so I will be doing a station review for this station at some point. But part of why I wanted to come out here is, on the Tube and Rail map, this is a very onward arrowy kind of part of the map. Like, there's just loads of branches, and I've not been on any of them. To be fair, I've also not been on this bit of the Elizabeth line before, so I just want to see what's out there. I know people have done videos about bits and pieces of it, and this isn't like going to be a race or anything too strenuous. It's just let's have a look around. And whilst I'm looking around, I know I said I wasn't going to review Slough, but there's something here I'm trying to find. I'm looking for, isn't there meant to be like a stuffed dog somewhere?
There used to be, but I think it's been removed.
It's been removed?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. Is he ever going to come back?
I have no idea.
So there used to be a stuffed dog called Station Jim here, and he's gone. I don't know where he is. I mean, I've never been here before, but I've read about it in a book, so that's disappointing. GWR, what have you done with Station Jim? Where's the dog? Anyway, I've got to get on this train to go to Windsor. I've never been to Windsor, with the exception of Legoland, which I went to as a kid twice. Nothing but respect for my royal family, which is Lego apparently. So that must have been a much bigger station once upon a time. I mean, as I said, this is very improvisational. I haven't done any research. I am literally just out and about. You're goddamn right, I'm going to be looking up Wikipedia after this. Ooh, there's police. Yeah, I mean, it's a big castle, isn't it? Don't really know what's going on. Probably something royal. I've got a day ranger to use. I'm not waiting around. Me when my aquatic bird goes AWOL. Whilst I'm here, I thought I'd take a little look at the other station, Windsor and Eton Riverside, which my little ranger does not give me access to. I can't take any trains from there, because it's SWR rather than GWR, but we can have a look. It's probably actually a nicer station, to be honest. I fear for my limbs. They'll snap them. I would describe it as slightly sad that in what very much seems to be a very grand old station, today's station is relegated to one corner and one track and one platform. Well, that was a nice 20-minute excursion in Windsor. Heading back to Slough now. This little branch only has the one stop on it, so it's nice and quick. And then I'm going to head up in a Reading Woods direction, but not to Reading yet. I've arrived at Maidenhead for the second of our three branches today, and this one's a bit of a weird one. I simply refuse to believe that Furs Plat is a real place. Just very quickly hopping off at Bourne End, because it's a very strange sort of setup here. The driver and the guard are now going to change the token to give them access to the other branch line. So basically, to get from here to Marlo, there's a branch line off a branch line. It's like a second order branch. Now, I don't know off the top of my head of any others in Britain, but there probably will be some. Let me know in the comments what there is there. Some guy called like Gerald Martian or something made a much longer video about this. I'm not going to go into the nuts and bolts because he did a better job. Jeff, you'll be glad to know that they've either retrieved or replaced the brass plate on the tokeny staff thing. So that way is the branch to Maidenhead, and we're going on the branch to Marlo. The Thames Branches Day Ranger Pass also allows you to go on the Greenford shuttle, because that of course is also GWR. I'm not going to do that, partially because I'll be covering all those stations as part of my regular series of reviewing all the stations on the tube and rail map. I've already done South Greenford. It wasn't great. But also, like, it's going through Ealing and Greenford. It's not going to match up to this scenery. This is delightful. So here we are at Marlow. This station's not too much to write home about, really. I'm not going to go straight back. That'd be dull. I'm instead going to take an hour to explore Marlow. I bet this is for a rower. I bet this is for a rower. I bet this is a rower. It's a rower. So Marlow and particularly Bourne End are annoyingly close to the Chiltern main line. It's maybe a mile or two to the north, maybe a bit more, but it's close by. Bourne End used to have a line continue up to High Wycombe, where it connected with the Chiltern main line. And I feel like that would probably be quite a useful link. So it's interesting to see that there's some sort of grassroots campaign to reinstate that, bring it back. I think that's probably quite unlikely, because there's no money for anything, and also some people have had the temerity to live along the former route. Watch this space, but don't hold your breath. 2 idioms for 1. About to come into Maidenhead, so I'll see you in a moment in Twyford for the final branch of the day. This time the Henley branch. Let's go! So here we are in Henley-on-Thames. One thing I do enjoy is when little branch lines, or any line really, gives itself an identity. And this one is the only one, at least that I've noticed today, to do that, which is the regatta line. Guesses on a postcard why it's called that. It's mad to think that I am currently a 12-minute connection from the Elizabeth line. I mean, what else is a 12-minute connection from the Elizabeth line? Like Camden? It's a bit of a different vibe. One thing you may have noticed is that the end of all of these Thames Branch lines are all posh towns, with the exception of Greenford, of course. They're also kind of slightly different strains of posh, maybe. Let's get judgmental for a moment. This is like snooty posh, perhaps. Windsor's kind of tacky posh. I mean, obviously there's royal stuff going on, but along with that you get all the kind of tap shops and stuff like that. And then Marlow's probably somewhere in the middle. Marlow's the sort of place to, from the looks of it, convert some sort of town hall kind of thing into an everyman cinema. So that's a very just like upper middle class posh. They're all lovely. That is a I forget the name, War Boys? A pre-War Boys sign, street sign, like before they all got standardised. I guess, as someone who grew up on the Severn, the River Severn, not literally, well, I wasn't some sort of Rosie and Jim sort of castaway, but it's interesting the correlation between these nice towns in the sort of orbit of London, all having branch lines that to some extent or another have survived and continued. We don't really have that on the Severn. I can't say I know too much about other major rivers. Good for them. Good for the Thames and its branch lines. You could basically call these all bunting towns. They're the sorts of places that love putting bunting up for this, that and the other. I mean, I imagine this is probably the anniversary of VE Day. It's just not the sort of thing you get in London. And I think that's the sort of topic that you could probably write a think piece about, but I'm not going to because I don't write for the Telegraph. If you fancy coming out and doing the Thames branch lines, you could probably spice it up a bit by doing nice town bingo and just ticking off all the shops and things that you would expect to see. So Gales, Sweaty Betty, some sort of coat of arms. You don't get any points for Waitrose. That's a given. That's cheating. Oh no, can't go down there. It's Tuesday. Can't go down there. Okay, we are leaving Henley-upon-Thames. One thing I will say, there's like 3 security guards going back and forth on this train. 3-car train, and there's 3 security guards plus the guard. Is that just a load of people who've turned up to an annual Henley high-vis convention? Don't know. Has something happened on this line? I don't know. I'm done. I am done with these branch lines for today. But I do have one stop left.
May I have your attention, please?
You may have my attention, please. So my Day Ranger ticket does allow me to go to Windsor, Reading West and Tilehurst. But you know what? I can't be bothered. Nothing against those places, it's just, they're kind of just arbitrary limits on lines that aren't branches. So instead we're going to go one stop west and end up in Reading. Man, I love reading. This has been a little bit of an experiment. I'm more used to very tight, scripted, researched videos. Today I just wanted a day out and I thought, let's see if anybody wants to come with me. Here's one thing that I've never said before. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Apparently that works. Apparently people say that and then people do that. If you enjoyed this and you want me to do more of this sort of stuff, I mean, the numbers are the thing that's going to make me do more of it. Little excursions from me and from the Thames Branches. Goodbye.